This stop is 104th Street and 165th Avenue. This stop is 104th Street and 165th Avenue. Next stop, 104th Street and 164th Avenue. This stop is 104th Street and 164th Avenue. Next stop, 104th Street and Raw Court. This stop is 104th Street and Raw Court. Next stop, 165th Avenue and 96th Street. This stop is 165th Avenue and 96th Street. Next stop, 165th Avenue and 98th Street. This stop is 165th Avenue and 98th Street. Next stop, 99th Street and 164th Avenue. This stop is 99th Street and 164th Avenue. Next stop, 99th Street and 163rd Avenue. This stop is 99th Street and 163rd Avenue. Next stop, 99th Street and 162nd Avenue. This stop is 99th Street and 162nd Avenue. Next stop, 99th Street and 161st Avenue. This stop is 99th Street and 161st Avenue. Next stop, 99th Street and 160th Avenue. This stop is 99th Street and 160th Avenue. Next stop, 102nd Street and 160th Avenue. This stop is 102nd Street and 160th Avenue. Next stop, 102nd Street and 159th Road. This stop is 102nd Street and 159th Road. Next stop, 102nd Street and 159th Avenue. This stop is 102nd Street and 159th Avenue. Next stop, 102nd Street and 158th Avenue. This stop is 102nd Street and 158th Avenue. Next stop, 156th Avenue and 99th Street. This stop is 156th Avenue and 99th Street. Next stop, Cahancy Street and 155th Avenue. This stop is Cahancy Street and 155th Avenue. Next stop, Albert Road and 99th Place. This stop is Albert Road and 99th Place. Next stop, Albert Road and Centerville Street. This stop is Albert Road and Centerville Street. Next stop, Centerville Street and Eckford Avenue. This stop is Centerville Street and Eckford Avenue. Next stop, Centerville Street and Pitkin Avenue. This stop is Centerville Street and Pitkin Avenue. Next stop, Lafayette Street and 149th Avenue. Transfers available to Q41 and Q7. This stop is Lafayette Street and 149th Avenue. Next stop, Pitkin Avenue and 96th Street. This stop is Pitkin Avenue and 96th Street. Next stop, Cross Bay Boulevard and Pitkin Avenue. Transfers available to Q41, Q21, BM5, Q53 SBS and Q52 SBS. This stop is Cross Bay Boulevard and Pitkin Avenue. Next stop, Cross Bay Boulevard and Linden Boulevard. This stop is Cross Bay Boulevard and Linden Boulevard. Next stop, Cross Bay Boulevard and Sutter Avenue. Transfer available to Q7. This stop is Cross Bay Boulevard and Sutter Avenue. Next stop, Cross Bay Boulevard and Rockaway Boulevard. Transfer available to the train. This stop is Cross Bay Boulevard and Rockaway Boulevard. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and 101st Avenue. Transfer available to Q8. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and 101st Avenue. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and 97th Avenue. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and 97th Avenue. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and Atlantic Avenue. Transfer available to Q24. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and Atlantic Avenue. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and 91st Avenue. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and 91st Avenue. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and 89th Avenue. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and 89th Avenue. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and Jamaica Avenue. Transfers available to the J&Z trains in Q56. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and Jamaica Avenue. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and 85th Road. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and 85th Road. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and Forest Park Drive. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and Forest Park Drive. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and Myrtle Avenue. Transfer available to Q55. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and Myrtle Avenue. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and 81st Road. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and 81st Road. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and Metropolitan Avenue. Transfers available to Q23 and Q54. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and Metropolitan Avenue. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and 68th Road. Transfer available to Q23. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and 68th Road. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and 66th Road. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and 66th Road. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and 65th Avenue. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and 65th Avenue. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and 63rd Drive. Transfer available to Q38. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and 63rd Drive. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and 62nd Road. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and 62nd Road. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and Alderton Street. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and Alderton Street. Next stop, Woodhaven Boulevard and Wetherole Street. This stop is Woodhaven Boulevard and Wetherole Street. Next stop, Queens Boulevard and 59th Avenue. Transfers available to the M&R trains, Q60, Q88, Q59 and Q29. This stop is Queens Boulevard and 59th Avenue. Next stop, Hoffman Drive and Woodhaven Boulevard. This stop is Hoffman Drive and Woodhaven Boulevard. This is Q11 to Elmhurst Woodhaven BL stop.